How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football pundits around the world? It's your boy here, Adam, live on Couch Sports Football. How are we all doing? Let's transition over to the game day. Apologies for the delay. I've been cooking. Sound there, my brother in the chat thinks it's going to be 4-0 Manchester City. Well. With Arsenal dropping points yesterday, Manchester City will want to get a result today. The question is, can they get that result? We'll have to wait and see. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. The players will be coming out shortly. We'll have to wait and see what happens here. CR7 birthday today. Sound, it's also Carlos Tevez' birthday, Neymar's birthday, Haji's birthday. There's quite a few good players born today. Didn't realize they all shared a birthday. But how are we all doing? Welcome to you all. Live here at the London Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, Tottenham taking on Manchester City. And it's a huge game, not just for the title race, but also the top four. Because as you saw before, ladies and gentlemen, Manchester City are second, Tottenham are fifth. And a victory today puts them a point behind fourth place, with Newcastle dropping points yesterday. So this is a big game, ladies and gentlemen, in the Premier League. Like I said, not just for the title, but for the top four. 38 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo. What a career he's had. What a career he has had. Insane career. Let's give you the Tottenham team news. Obviously, no Antonio Conte today. He is out with surgery. Hugo Lloris is in goal. Christian Romero, Eric Dyer, and Ben Davis are the back three. A midfield four of Emerson Royal, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Rodrigo Bentancur, and Ivan Perisic. Kulusevski, Harry Kane, and Son playing up top. Let's give you the Manchester City team news shortly. Skip, Sanchez, Richarlison, Newman, Danjuma, and Porro on bench. Sessegnon, Yongle, and Basuma. Manchester City, on the other hand, Ederson in goal. Kyle Walker, Manuel Akanji, and Nathan Ake with Rico Lewis are the back four. A bit of rotation in there. Obviously, no João Cancelo. He's at Bayern Munich. Rodri and Bernardo Silva make the midfield two, with Grealish, Julian Alvarez, Riyad Mahrez, and that man Erling Haaland playing up top. So no Gundogan and no Kevin De Bruyne, which is very interesting. I feel like Gundogan gives City just a little bit more. What do you guys think? I feel like City are a different team without Gundogan in it. Akanji's done well at the back. You know, he's taken charge when Diaz has been injured. It's just a bit strange that Gundogan doesn't play. What do you guys think? Do Manchester City look different without Gundogan? What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Pep Guardiola there just having a few last minute words with Riyad Mahrez and Jack Grealish. Riyad Mahrez, most goals involvements are against Tottenham Hotspur, so he loves playing against this Tottenham Hotspur side. 11, I think it's 7 goals and 4 assists. We'll have to wait and see what happens here today, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. It's Tottenham against Manchester City here on Couch Sports Football. Tottenham, keep updated. Mum took TV and not bothered to watch delayed on PC. Wow. I remember those days, Dixter. I remember those days where you had to just, if the mom's taking the TV, the mom's taking the TV. There's nothing you're doing about it. Tottenham Hotspurs in their white kit. Manchester City in their black and red kit. João Cancelo is over at the Munich. He's not at Manchester City anymore. Not until the end of the season. He's there on loan. Question is, does he come back into the squad? Let's give it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Tottenham shooting from right to left. Manchester City from left to right. And the game kicks off with a long ball over the top to this right side. Cleared away into the path of Nathan Ake. Haaland heads it on his hoof down the line. And Akanji will bring the ball under control. He goes first time into Riyad Mahrez. Let's say run to Julian Alvarez. Mahrez into Alvarez and it goes backwards to Kyle Walker. Ugly as hate that kit. I'll be honest with you, it's strange that they have a black and red kit for their away kit. Beautiful intricate play in towards Bernardo Silva. Out wide here towards Riyad Mahrez. 1-on-1 against Ivan Perisic. Perisic, he goes round the inside, but it's intercepted. And Tottenham will come away with a ball with Son, who puts his head down and tries with the ball. He's got Kane to his left, Kulusevski to his right. He gets away from the defender, Ake, but Grealish is tracking back. And Ederson is there to clear it away. MSN, are you talking about Messi, Suarez, and Neymar? Their yellow kit even worse. You know what? Manchester City's away kits are a bit horrendous. I don't think you can do much about with the home kit. It's a blue that's just a bit too light. But it is what it is. Long ball over the top. Rico Lewis is there with the header. Jack Grealish into Bernardo Silva. No. Ilkay Gundogan. No. Kevin De Bruyne. What do you guys think about that one? Here we go with Rico Lewis. Apologies for that. I just had a fly in front of me. Ake is still alive. Okay, it died then. Here we go with Walker. Into Rico Lewis. And he goes out wide to Nathan Ake down that left-hand side. Ake first time into Rodri on the centre circle. You can see Tottenham are very compact in the middle of the park. Manchester City are going to have to utilise the width around them. Here we go with Ake on the centre circle. Squares it into the path of Rodri. Rodri bringing it into the Tottenham half. Comes out wide here to Kyle Walker. And he switches it beautifully over to Jack Grealish. But Emerson Royale is there to head it away. And he finds Kulusevski. Returns it back to Emerson Royale. And he puts his head down and tries the ball. Rico Lewis is tracking back. Emerson Royale's just running with the ball on the right side. There's no one to help him. He's still going on his own. He gets away from Rico Lewis. He's got Son in the box. But Rico Lewis tracks back and forces the deflection. Jack Grealish now the ball. Rico Lewis on this left-hand side, 2.5 minutes play, Tottenham 0, Manchester City 0. Ake with a ball down the line, headed on by Bentancur, but it's intercepted and it falls to Rodri, and Rodri lays it into path to Kyle Walker, and now Kyle Walker has time to put his head up and drive the ball here into the Tottenham half. Backwards to Rodri on the halfway line. Rodri lays it into Rico Lewis on the centre circle. He's got Haaland to his left, but he goes through to Bernardo Silva, and he loses the ball to Højbjerg. The referee pulls it back for a free kick. Clayton there, welcome back. How are you doing? My brother Clayton, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Digster, I don't know if you're using words that you're not allowed to use on Twitch, but it just comes up as stars. So if you want to try and be clever with the way you write it, I'll know what you're saying. Oh, it's a clip. Oh, that's probably what it is. They've probably just taken the link out. Riyad Mahrez to take the free kick on this left-hand side. 7 goals and 4 assists against Tottenham Hotspurs. Most of them came in the last game. Mahrez with the ball out wide, but it's headed away by Bentancur. And it falls to Son, who can't get away from Bernardo Silva. Rodri picks up the ball here on the right side. But it's intercepted. It comes out to Riyad Mahrez. Left foot on 1-on-1 against Perisic. He's got Bernardo Silva there. Left foot into the box. He's headed away by Eric Dyer. And it goes out for a corner down that left-hand side. You could use for TikTok, maybe. You'll have to send it me on a... You'll have to send it me through Twitch. You know the message thing that they have? Digster not following TOS. God knows. 4 minutes into the game, Mahrez Forces a corner down that left-hand side. I appreciate that. It's just come up. I'll have to have a look at it later. Grealish now with a corner, right foot over the top. Towards the back post. Nathan Ake heads it back from where it came. Maybe he would have had a better opportunity going for goal. But Lloris gathers it in his hands. And Tottenham restart the game here on this right-hand side. Here we go with Tottenham. Emerson Royale into Hoiberg again. He loses the ball to Bernardo Silva, and Haaland is there to win it back. But Tottenham are quickly surrounding him, and they win the ball back. Emerson Royale then loses the ball to Bernardo Silva. And it goes out for a corner down that left-hand side. How are we all doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Corner for Manchester City down that left-hand side. Nathan Ake was found free before, but we'll see what they do from this one. It's played towards Bernardo Silva, puts the ball into the box, and Alvarez is there with a shot that's blocked, and Son will try and come away with the ball here. And he's pulled back by Julian Alvarez, and that's going to be a free kick here, Manchester City. And the Tottenham players are surrounding the ref. That's a tactical foul if I've ever seen one, and that's normally a yellow card. But the referee's letting the game flow. Football Manager with England is going well. Just won 2-0 with England versus Wales in the World Cup. Where's the World Cup being played? Is it the one in Dubai? Is it, or are you further down the line? Here we go with Rico Lewis. Backwards to Akanji on the centre circle. Holds onto the ball. Harry Kane comes over, but he goes short to Rico Lewis in the centre circle, who gets away from Harry Kane, brings Kyle Walker into play down this right side. I think it's over in Qatar. Oh, did I say Dubai? Sorry, I meant Qatar. Ake, short to Bernardo Silva. Grealish is free down the left side and he finds him. But Emerson Royale forced him to go back to Nathan Ake. And it's Rodri now on the ball. Backwards to Edison. Over the top towards Haaland, who brings the ball under control. He's got Jack Grealish ahead of him and he finds him. Jack Grealish holds onto the ball here. This is in the City half. Squares it into the path of Rodri ahead of the centre circle. Looking for some movement. Comes out wide here towards Riyad Mahrez in the Tottenham half. Flicked on by Kyle Walker into the path of Julian Alvarez. He's got Mahrez who takes the ball off him, but he just couldn't take it in his stride. And Tottenham win the ball back with Eric Dyer. Into the middle there towards Bentancur. Comes out wide here towards Emerson Royale. Scuffed memory. I know, man. Tell me about it. Here we go with Bentancur on the halfway line. Bringing the ball into the Manchester City half. He's got Kulusevski to his right. Harry Kane through the middle and he finds him. But Harry Kane's offside. A Man City restart here on the left-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, we have already had 7 minutes of the game and it is already entertaining. I don't want to talk about yesterday. What is going on over at Liverpool? What is going on? What is going on over at Liverpool? My question to you guys, obviously we've got a few Liverpool fans, a few neutrals. My question to you is simple. Can Jurgen Klopp turn it around? Bernardo Silva now has the ball here in the Tottenham half. Mahrez to his right, but he goes backwards to Rodri. Rodri now over the top towards Nathan Ake on the centre circle. He brings it into the top Tottenham half. Grealish to his left. Rico Lewis ahead of him. Rodri is there. Rodri picks up the ball. He's surrounded by Tottenham players, but he holds on to it and goes back to Kyle Walker here. Bringing the ball into the Tottenham half out wide towards Riyad Mahrez. Backwards to Kyle Walker on this left-hand side. All the way back to the keeper, Edison. Takes it out of his feet and floats it over the top towards Haaland, who brings the ball under control. Romero's all over him. It goes out wide to Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Brings it central to the centre circle. Gets himself into the Tottenham half. Lays it into the path of Kyle Walker. Walker driving with the ball. Mahrez to his right. Julian Alvarez to his left. He goes out wide to Riyad Mahrez. 1-on-1 against Perisic. Son's tracking back into the path of Rodri here. Into Kyle Walker down the right side. First time into Mahrez. 1-on-1 against Perisic. Where's he going to go this time? Again goes backwards to Rodri. Rodri lays it into the path of Ake. Ake holds on to it. He's got Grealish ahead of him and he goes out wide to Bernardo Silva, who comes backwards to Ake. And Ake squares it into the path of Akanji on the centre circle. First time into Kyle Walker. Walker into Rodri. Rodri holds onto the ball, but again, Tottenham are forcing him backwards. And it goes all the way back to Edison here. Edison holds onto the ball. You can see 5, 6 players there pressing Tottenham. Haaland nearly loses the ball, but he manages to find the pass to Ake, and it's Rico Lewis now on the ball. Into the middle left finds a Kanji. First time into Rodri. Rodri bringing the ball forward. Into Bernardo Silva on the halfway line. Jack Grealish is free down that left-hand side if he can find it, but he holds onto the ball here. Bernardo Silva. Over the top towards Kyle Walker down the right side. Kyle Walker holds onto it here. Into Rodri. Rodri holds onto it. Wide to Kyle Walker. Back to Rodri. Back to Kyle Walker. Backwards to Rodri. Rodri lays it into the middle towards Akanji. Akanji bringing it into the Tottenham half and squares it into Ake, who goes out wide to towards Grealish, who goes backwards. He can, if FSG, who pull their finger and get players we want before they are sold. If not, Klopp will get the sack and it won't be his fault. Here we go, Bernardo Silva down the right side to Kyle Walker. Walker holds onto it into Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez goes backwards to Walker. And he goes back to Akanji. Rico Lewis on the centre circle, backwards to Akanji. Into Walker on the halfway line. Over the top towards Julian Alvarez, but it's headed away by Dyer, and it goes out for a Tottenham throwing. Now, I'll be honest with you, when I'm thinking about Liverpool, we know Liverpool play on the front foot. There's no question about it. They play on the front foot, which means the players use more energy than other teams. That's a style of play. It's as simple as that. They're gonna use more energy playing on the front foot than they are with a team that plays on the counter. You know, it's as simple as that. Mentally, it'd be more fatigue for the team playing on the counter, but physically, it's demanding football by Jurgen Klopp. He brought in Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Van Dijk, Wijnaldum, Alisson. You know, he gave Trent Alexander-Arnold an opportunity. Andy Robertson is a player that came in. Firmino, also another player that came in. And then that was 5 years ago, I would say. Was it 5 years ago? Klopp's been in charge. However long it is. Minimum at least 3. So he joined Liverpool in 2015. So he was building this team 7 years. He was building this team. And we've seen the best of Liverpool in the last 4 or 5 years. That's without a doubt. We've seen the best of Liverpool in the last 3 or 4 years. So he was building it for the first couple of years. And then the last 3 or 4 years is when we've seen him go gung-ho. You can't play 4 years of demanding football and not change your squad. Who have they brought in? They brought in Thiago. They brought in Fabinho. They brought in Darwin Núñez. They brought in Jota. They brought in Naby Keita. He hasn't hit the ground running. Have you not heard of the 7-season curse? I don't think it's a 7-season curse. I just think it's demanding football. And if you don't change it up, and if this season is the only where you bring in Darwin Núñez and no one else, you don't change up the squad, you're just going to lose out. And I think that's what's happened. Players have got injured, players have left, and certain players haven't carried on their form. Van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, 2 of their starting players, just not playing well. And I feel like if you don't change, if you do not invest in the squad and get players in, you know, have a squad of 18, 19, 20 players that can play. Gakpo hasn't done much so far. He's new to the club. He's new to the Premier League, not just the club. So he can come gold. He can come good. He just needs the time. But you should have had someone in there already. You think about it, Gakpo wouldn't be starting if he had Luis Diaz fit, Jota fit. And that is when you have your starting 11 and you have your players that can come off the bench that can make a difference. That's when you can start utilizing new players to help them get embedded into the system and understand how it works. If you got new players, Harry Kane, Højbjerg wins the ball off Tottenham, and Tottenham are in there behind there, and Harry Kane scores, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester City move the ball about here on the edge of the box, and I think it's Rodri who loses the ball of Højbjerg, and Højbjerg brings the ball into the box and feeds it to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane puts it into the back of the net and makes it 1-0 Tottenham, ladies and gentlemen, here on Cal Sports Football. Harry Kane, ladies and gentlemen, oh captain, my captain, take a bow. You are the leading goal scorer of Tottenham Hotspurs. You have taken over everyone, ladies and gentlemen. The ball comes out wide here towards Julian Alvarez, comes backwards to Rodri. Rodri into Rico Lewis, behind the X, on his heels, drives with the ball into the box, feeds it into Harry Kane, and Harry Kane, that is probably one of the easiest goals he is going to score, because he slots it past Edison to make it 1-0. FIFA World Cup today is Real Madrid's last game. Wow. 1-0, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Kane has broken the record. Walker heads it into the pass of Mahrez, comes backwards here to Kyle Walker. Over the top towards no one, and it goes out for a Tottenham throwing here on the halfway line. Dyer on this right side. Threads it into Romero here. Romero holds onto the ball and goes out wide to Emerson Royale, but Grealish is there. Manages to find a pass to Romero. All the way back to Lloris. First time into Dyer on the right side. 6-yard box into Davis on the right side. Davis over the top towards Son. But Akanji's there to win the header. Harry Kane brings the ball under control on the halfway line, but he can't get away from Bernardo Silva, who holds onto it. Tries to go around the outside of Harry Kane, and he's brought down, but the game carries on here with Perisic, who tries to feed it into Bentancur, but it's intercepted to Rico Lewis on the halfway line, who drives into the top half. Out to the left side towards Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale in the box. He holds onto it into Rodri, but it's intercepted there by Bentancur. And Rodri goes back to Ake. Al Hilal win in penalties. I missed a goal because I was in the kitchen. Was it a good goal? Actually, it was a mistake by Manchester City. Højbjerg catches, I think it's Rico Lewis napping, and he just takes it off him, drives into the box from, I'd say, just on the outside of the box. Manchester City are moving the ball about. It falls to Rodri passes it to Rico Lewis, but Højbjerg's hot on his heels, gets the ball off him, lays it into Kane, who's in the box, and he hits it first time into the back of the net, and he is not missing from there. Rodri into Walker. Back to Rodri on the centre circle. Goes backwards to Ake on the left-hand side. Jack Grealish is free over the top, and he finds it. Backwards to Ake, 18 minutes played. Akanji on the centre circle. Into Rico Lewis on the centre circle, bringing the ball forward here. Squares it into the path of Rodri. Rodri holds it in and brings it into the top of the half. Finds Bernardo Silva in between the lines. He gets away, Dyer. He's got Grealish to his left. He takes a shot. But it's a tame effort, and it's Lloris who gathers it in his hands. Joao Cancelo wouldn't let him do that if Pep didn't loan him. It's weird, man, what's going on Joao Cancelo. He wasn't happy. It was clear. He wasn't happy at Manchester City not being in the starting 11. And Pep Guardiola just got rid of him. Pep Guardiola just got rid of him. Al Ahly FC versus Real Madrid in the FIFA World Cup. Wow. Edison now Napoleon on this left-hand side. Over the top towards Jack Grealish. Emerson Royale is there to head it away, and it goes out for a Manchester City throwing. Grealish with the throwing into Rico Lewis. Backwards to Ake on the halfway line. Ake holds onto the ball. Short to Haaland. Backwards to Ake. Ake over the top towards Jack Grealish, who can't get there ahead of Emerson Royal. And it's Kulusevski now on the ball on the heart of turn. But Rodri's there and he finds Haaland on that left-hand side. Haaland brought down. Free kick, Manchester City. Down that left-hand side, 19 minutes played. Tottenham 1. Manchester City 0, ladies and gentlemen. Rico Lewis into Akanji. Wide here towards Walker. Walker holds onto the ball, goes backwards to Akanji. Lewis on the centre circle, into the path of Walker. Walker, who has time to turn, sees the ball over the top towards Alvarez. Can he get there? No, he can't. Lloris is there to gather it in his hands. Tottenham restart on the 20-minute mark. Tottenham 1, Arsenal 0. Because of how crazy it is, I'm watching the highlights of the Morocco game. Was it Liverpool? Sorry, Aston Villa, Leicester yesterday. That was a good game. Die over the top towards Harry Kane. He flicks it on, but it's intercepted there by Ake. He finds Jack Grealish. Claims for a handball, but the game carries on. Grealish brought down there by Højbjerg, and it falls to Perisic here on the right side. Perisic lays it to Harry Kane on the centre circle. Drive with the ball. He can't get away from Jack Grealish. The free kick's given Tottenham's way on the centre circle. Taken quickly. But the referee pulls it back. "21 minutes played, ladies and gentlemen." Dyer into Romero. Romero holds on to the ball, comes backwards here to Dyer. Back to Romero on the halfway line. Sees Kulusevski make a run over the top, but he goes into Højbjerg, and Højbjerg can't find the pass, and it's Rodri who intercepts, and it's Jack Grealish now one-on-one against Emerson Royal. He tries to feed it into Bernardo Silva, tries to back heel. Oh, and Alvarez does get there and forces Davis into a header. Jack Grealish can't get ahead of Emerson Royal, and Kulusevski heads it into Højbjerg. Julian Alvarez is all over him. Rico Lewis will get the head of Kulusevski. He gets away from him here, bringing the ball forward. Out wide here to Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez first time into Kyle Walker. The advantage isn't given. It's going to be a yellow card here for Bentancur. Thoughts on Casemiro being sent off? Look, you can't put hands on necks. It's as simple as that. You cannot put hands on necks. So it's a red card. The only other thing is, Andre Ayew did the same and put a hand on Fred. So he should also be sent off. But it is what it is. He got sent off, which is right. Should have done better. Should have done better though. There's no need to. It didn't even come in open play. It came with Anthony being barged into the advertising board. And then a few handbags between players. But Casemiro is unlucky against... sorry, not unlucky. He struggles against Crystal Palace. He got that yellow card which banned him against the Arsenal game. Now he's been sent off, which means he's out for the next 3 Premier League games. So 2 against Leeds and 1 against Leicester. Hopefully, Sabitzer, Fred can do a job. We'll have to wait and see. 23 minutes played. Mahrez with the ball over the top, but Højbjerg's there to win the header, and he finds Kulusevski on the right side, who gets away from Mahrez. Jack Grealish is tracking back. Kulusevski drives with the ball down the right side. He holds on to it. Emerson Royal is ahead of him. Can he get past Grealish? No, he can't. Grealish does wonderfully well. And Manchester City clear it away, but it's intercepted high the pitch by Davis. And Kulusevski bringing a Tottenham player down, a Manchester City player down that left-hand side. And City are happy right now. What's happening to Manchester City? I'm telling you, they've got no Kevin De Bruyne in the middle of the field, and what's even worse, Ilkay Gundogan isn't playing. That's the problem. I think Ilkay Gundogan is the gel of Manchester City. He's the one that links the players. Rodri loses the ball there to Højbjerg, and it falls to Haaland, who gets away from Son, but he can't get away from Emerson Royal, and it's cleared away, and it's going to fall to Akanji, who goes all the way back to the keeper. And ladies and gentlemen, this game's going to start getting a bit aggressive. Referee let that slide between Højbjerg and Rodri, and the Tottenham fans were happy with that. Akanji on the ball here on the left-hand side. Wide here towards Walker. Walker holds on to it. Goes backwards to Akanji. Into Rico Lewis on the halfway line. Turns. Out to the left-hand side towards Ake. Ake into Grealish on that left-hand side. Grealish gets away from Kulusevski, who's in midfield. It's a two-man midfield in front of the defence with Silva and Rodri. And then Julian Alvarez playing through the middle. Riyad Mahrez on the right and Jack Grealish on the left. Haaland tipping the top. Walker now with the ball. Out wide here to Riyad Mahrez. Backwards to Walker. Into Akanji. Akanji holds on to it, and again Tottenham forcing Manchester City backwards, and Akanji goes all the way back to Edison. Come on, Man City, score a goal. And that's a yellow card for Romero, who fouls. What is Romero doing? Romero is such a hothead. He is such a hothead. Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure. What a player. What a player. Akanji to Rico Lewis into the Tottenham half. Looking for some movement. Goes backwards to Akanji. Into Rico Lewis. Again, Manchester City struggling to go through the middle, and they carry on trying to go through the middle. Didier Drogba. Are you just saying legends in the chat, Saud? Yes. Go on. Let me know your legends in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know who your legends are. Bernardo Silva on the centre circle, bringing the ball forward. Son's tracking back. Perisic is there, and Davis is winning the header. Bentancur, Perisic high up into the air. Harry Kane gets there ahead of Akanji and Feast. Kulusevski down the right side. Nathan Ake comes up to cover. Harry Kane and Son alongside him. Kulusevski 1-on-1 against Ake. Left foot into the pass to Son. Right foot gets away from Rodri. Tries to get himself into the box. Out wide to Harry Kane. It falls to Emerson Royale. 1-on-1 against Grealish. Tries to go around the outside. Cuts it back in. And Grealish is there and he's defended. It goes out for a corner. Yeah. Toure. Here we go with a corner for Manchester City. Sorry. Here we go with a corner for Tottenham down that right side. 1-0 on the 27th minute. They have scored the joint most goals, should I say, from corners with 10 alongside Fulham. Can they make it? Goal number 2 and 11 from corners. Perisic short to Kulusevski. Backwards to Perisic. Holds onto it. Left foot into the box. Back post. Harry Kane, but it's headed away by Jack Grealish. And Riyad Mahrez. Sorry, Kyle Walker is there to just woof it down the line. Emerson Royale there. Goes backwards. And it goes all the way back to Lloris. Yaya Toure is a better manager than Carlo Toure. Ake wins the header. Dyer heads into pass to Bernardo Silva, who finds Alvarez. Alvarez bringing the ball forward, but it falls to Bentancur. First time into Kulusevski. Kulusevski back to Bentancur. Into Harry Kane on this left-hand side. Looking for some movement. Backwards to Emerson Royale. And it goes back to Davis, who goes on the back to Lloris. Tottenham just need to slow it down. Just slow it down. Don't force it. Your goal up here. Man City come on to you. Utilize it. Romero now. Backwards to Lloris. Into the pass of Davis down the right side. Davis to Dyer. In his stride. Feeds it in behind. Kyle Walker and Emerson Royale now has it. First time into Son. Son holds onto it. Kane to his right. Kulusevski, Højbjerg all over the top, but he goes out wide towards Kulusevski. Kulusevski 1-on-1 against Rico Lewis. Perisic is free in behind. Across the 6-yard box, and Ake is there. And Ake will clear it down the line. I can't believe I have to root for Spurs stupid Everton. I'm telling you, Arsenal do not I just feel they don't have the mental capacity to win the league. Technical ability, tactical awareness, the way they play their game. They have the players to win the league, but they just don't have that mental capacity. They did it at St. James's Park and they did it at Goodison Park. When the crowd is on them, when they become the 12th man, Arsenal mentally, they start to struggle. Look at Zinchenko yesterday. Neil Maupay is a shithousery player. We know what he's going to do. He's going to try and piss you off and get your mind off the game and just want to fight. What did he do to Zinchenko? Zinchenko has won how many titles, how many cups at Manchester City? Yes, he has the technical ability, but yesterday, him of all players lost the part. What is going on with the long ball over the top by Emerson Royal into Harry Kane? Harry Kane leaves it to Kulusevski. Kulusevski left foot shot is blocked by Ake. And Kyle Walker is there to clean up. And Rodri comes away with the ball here. And Tottenham could be going a second goal up shortly because Højbjerg wins the ball back and it's Perisic. Man City need to be careful that they don't go more than 2 goals down because Tottenham are all over him right now. Here we go with Bentancur. Into Højbjerg, out to Davis on the left-hand side. First time into Perisic. Perisic has space to bring the ball forward. Julian Alvarez is tracking back and is blocked. And gathers it, and Edison gathers it in his hands. 30 minutes played. Agreed. David Silva, Sergio Aguero, Vincent Kompany. Legends. Are you only saying Man City legends? Come on, there's more legends in the game. Here we go, Julian Alvarez in the Tottenham half. Backwards to Rodri. Rodri into Julian Alvarez. Rico Lewis, who brings it forward into the Tottenham half and feeds Jack Grealish on that left-hand side. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royal. If anything's going to come for Manchester City, it's going to be by that man, Jack Grealish. And the question is, can he create something here? 1-on-1 against Emerson Royal, but he's forced backwards to Ake. Back to Jack Grealish. Again, 1-on-1 against Emerson Royal. First time into Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis back to Ake. Tottenham playing very compact. They need to move the ball out wide and keep it moving. Manchester City. Rico Lewis 1-on-1 against Højbjerg. Comes backwards to Ake. Into Akanji. Akanji into Walker. Son comes over to press. Out wide to Riyad Mahrez, who gets there ahead of Perisic. Into the middle finds Rodri, who goes backwards to Walker on the halfway line. Again, all the way back to Edison. Manchester City players are struggling here in this game. Edison, first time into Alvarez with a misplaced pass and Perisic wins it back where he finds Rodri on the centre circle. Into Bernardo Silva, who finds himself in between the lines. He's got Jack Grealish to his left. Romero holds his ground. Jack Grealish now 1-on-1 against Romero. Finds himself into the box. In towards Haaland, headed away by Davis. Mahrez tries to keep it alive. He gets there ahead of Son, but Perisic is there to clear it away. And Akanji batters it out against Kane. And he does win the header, but he finds Højbjerg. Højbjerg now bring the ball forward into Kulusevski. 1-on-1 against Rico Lewis. There's only Son and Kane ahead of him, so he's going backwards to Højbjerg. Emerson Royal now on the ball. The reason I said Yaya Toure is better is because we will get Burnley promoted. Carlo Toure. Isn't Vincent Kompany the manager of Burnley? Carlo Toure got sacked 2 months at Wigan. Højbjerg's gone down here off the ball. He's got a cut on the knee. Pierre Højbjerg. Jack Grealish is also down on the ground. Look at the size of those legs, man. Look at the size of those legs. Jack Grealish. Someone called Colin Bell was a Man City legend in the 60s. Wow, never heard of him. Manchester City 0, Tottenham 1 at the London Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Pep Guardiola is not happy. But I feel like a midfield of Rodri, Silva, Julian Alvarez, Grealish and Mahrez is not good enough. Send Sloth there in the chat. Sloth United, how are you doing? I bet you're happy. Which United are you about? You're about Manchester United? Sheffield United? Newcastle United. 34 minutes played. Is the midfield? Is the midfield strong enough? Rodri is the holder. Bernardo Silva likes to wander around. Julian Alvarez is more of an attacker than a midfielder. Walker and Mahrez and Grealish are attacking-minded players. They don't have another one in the middle. That's where Ilkay Gundogan comes along. Nah, Man United, baby. I bet you're happy with the way United are playing right now. Obviously, Casemiro sent off yesterday, so we'll have to play without him. We'll have to wait and see how they do. How many trophies is going to be acceptable? Sloth. Manchester City obviously in the final of the Carabao Cup against Newcastle. They're still in the FA Cup and they've got a home tie, I think, against Bristol. I think. I might be chatting out my ass there. Obviously, they're in the Europa League. Edin Dzeko, sound there. Wow, that's a callback, innit? Long kick out by Edison over the top towards Haaland. But Emerson Royale is there to head it away into the path of Benton Cole. Tries to flick it on, but Rodri's there to pick up the ball. And it comes backwards here. Walker now. Robbie Fowler. I don't think Did Robbie Fowler play for City? I think he's more of a Liverpool legend than anything. Bernardo Silva now loses the ball to Benton Cole. And it falls to Julian Alvarez, who comes backwards to Kyle Walker into Julian Alvarez on the halfway line. I'm just going to say slow and steady wins the race. Yes, definitely. One thing that I love about Manchester United right now is they are playing under the radar. No one is talking about Manchester United. No one. It's like all of a sudden they've, found themselves in the top four. No, they haven't. They've been playing under the radar. They've been picking up points, scoring goals, and no one's noticed. Bernardo Silva now with the ball on the right side. Backwards to Rodri. Rodri holds onto the ball, comes out wide here to Riyad Mahrez, one-on-one against Son. Drifts into the edge of the box, left foot, holds onto it. Backwards to Rodri. Rodri has Grealish to his left, but it comes out wide here to Kyle Walker. Walker, one-on-one against Perisic. Into Mahrez. The referee pulls a... The referee pulls it back for a foul on Romero by Erling Haaland. They are underdogs right now. You are right. They are underdogs. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? It's your boy Adam here live on Couch Sports Football. It's Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Arsenal fans are celebrating a Tottenham victory today. But how are you doing? Where are you from and who do you support? Are you Tottenham fans? Are you Manchester City fans? Or are you just fans of football? Let me know in the chat. Rodri picks up the ball from a Lloris clearance. He brings the ball forward. He goes out to the left-hand side towards Bernardo Silva. Right foot into the box is blocked by Emerson Royale. And it goes out for a throw-in for Manchester City. Down that left-hand side. It's time for City to fall. I just don't understand. Why is he not playing Gundogan? I understand Kevin De Bruyne. You might have to move it about, but why not? Gundogan midfield. Rodri's the only holding midfielder in the team. The rest of the midfielders are attackers. You cannot do that when Tottenham crowd out the midfield. Ronaldinho. Arsenal should somehow manage to bottle it. Well, they are currently 5 points clear. Manchester City victory today puts them 2 points behind them. But as it stands, Tottenham are all over this Manchester City side. Here we go with Grealish on the left side. First time into Bernardo Silva. Plays a 1-2 with Rico Lewis, but it's intercepted there by Kulusevski. And Rico Lewis wins the ball back, but Kulusevski takes it off him. And he tries with the ball, tries to feed it behind to Son. But Kanji is there. And he goes all the way back to Edison. And I think the referee's going to put it back. No advantage given. Wait, the Merseyside derby is on a Monday night. Is it really? Is it really on a Monday night? Have they done a Merseyside derby on a Monday night? Wow. That's insane. It came up on the graphics. Wow. I wasn't paying attention, as you can tell. But how we all doing? Where we all from and who do we support? What do we think of this Tottenham-Manchester City game? Tottenham are a goal up. Mistake by Manchester City. Tottenham were all over him though. Højbjerg forces the error, drifts into the box and manages to find the pass into Kane, who probably has the easiest shot out of his 297 goals that he scored to break the record. Rico Lewis down the ball. Backwards to Akanji on this left-hand side. That's rough, Sir Alex. We love Sir Alex. We love Sir Alex. But Bernardo Silva manages to find Rodri, who's in between the lines of driving. Son's there to take the pull off him, but Rodri carries on with his run, but Romero takes it off him. And Kulusevski now finds Bentancur, who gets away from Kyle Walker. Out to the left side, Harry Kane, who holds on to it. Brought down by Akanji, but the game carries on with Riyad Mahrez. And Manchester City can counter here. Rodri to his left, Bernardo Silva to his right. But he tries to go on his own. He loses it, but wins the ball back. Out wide here towards Alvarez. Alvarez 1-on-1 against the defender. Into the middle towards Rodri. Rodri right foot is shot into the hands of Lloris. Ilkay Gundogan will come on in the second half. 40th minute play, ladies and gentlemen. We are 5 minutes away from half time. 5 minutes plus added time, should I say. And I wouldn't be surprised if over that it's about a minute or two for added time. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. It's going to be 3-1 Haaland to score for City. Look, Romero's already on a yellow card, so Haaland getting Haaland would love that. Romero is limping right now, but we'll have to wait and see. Lloris to restart the game. Ooh, the clouds are red right now, ladies and gentlemen, outside. Red sky at night, Shepherd's delight. If you know what I'm on about, let me know in the chat. Lloris with a long ball over the top, but Son can't take it in his stride, and it falls to Kyle Walker, who goes back to Edison here on this left-hand side. Edison into Rico Lewis to Rodri. Rodri on this left-hand side, bringing the ball forward. Into Alvarez out wide. He's to Kyle Walker, who puts his head down and sees acres of space. First time into Haaland. Haaland turns and sees green grass. Out to the left side towards Grealish. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Finds himself in the box. Tries to go around the outside. And his shot is going wide. And it goes up for a goal kick on the right side. Goal kick here for Tottenham Hotspurs. How are Tottenham not playing like this every single game? Long ball over the top by Davis, but it's intercepted by Akanji. Over the top towards Alvarez, heads it into the path of Haaland, but it's intercepted by Højbjerg, and Harry Kane comes out wide to Kulusevski on the halfway line. Emerson Royale makes overlapping run. Kulusevski's 1-on-1 against Rico Lewis. Feeds it in behind to Emerson Royale. Can he get the head of Akanji? No, he can't. And it goes up for a corner down that right side. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing? Let me know what you think of the Premier League weekend. Are you happy with your team's result? I know Arsenal fans won't be happy with their defeat yesterday, but Everton fans will be loving it. Can Sean Dyche turn it around over at Everton, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the chat. We are 42nd minute into the game, 2.5 of the 45 to go plus added time. We have a corner for Tottenham, and like I mentioned earlier in the game, they are joint top goals scored from corners alongside Fulham. Can they make it goal number 11? No, they can't, because Edison punches it away. But Højbjerg out wide towards Perisic. Perisic 1-on-1 against Alvarez. Puts the ball into the box. Dyer with a flick on. Falls to Harry Kane. His shot is blocked. Dyer with the shot blocked. It comes back to Dyer's shot. Blocked again by Ake. And it goes up for throwing down that right side. How many times are you going to let him shoot, ladies and gentlemen? Why no Kevin? I have no idea, Digster. I have no idea. No Calvin Phillips. No Kevin De Bruyne. No Ilkay Gundogan. You play one holding midfielder and the rest are attacking players. It just doesn't work. Pep is on smoke. Something's definitely not right at Manchester City. Bernardo Silva with a ball over the top towards Haaland, but he can't get away from Bentancur. It goes out for a Manchester City throwing. No Antonio Conte on the sidelines. He had a surgery. Akanji now on the ball here on the centre circle. 44th minute played. 1 minute of the 45 plus added time. Into Rodri. Rodri. Over the top towards Riyad Mahrez. Is he in behind? No, he's not. He's not even the same wavelength. Goes out for a goal kick. He did say in an interview with PT Sport he's not interested in winning the league this year. I think that's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard come out of Pep Guardiola's mouth. You're telling me Pep Guardiola, creme de la creme of management when it comes to football, managed some of the best teams. When I mean like starting 11s. He's created some of the best starting 11s. He's managed, some of the best players in the world. You're telling me he said, he did say it. He said that he doesn't care about the league, and you think he he actually meant it? I think that's the biggest bullshit I've ever heard in my entire life. Here we go with Kyle Walker on the ball on this left-hand side, who gets away from Son. 2 minutes of added time to play, ladies and gentlemen. 45th minute. Here we go with Walker into a Kanji on the centre circle. Holds onto the ball. Haaland, Alvarez, Mahrez, and Grealish all ahead of him. Rodri on the centre circle. Into Walker. Wide to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez into the middle, finds Bernardo Silva, who finds himself in between the lines, but he can't get away from Davis, and Perisic finds Bentancur, but he loses the ball here to Julian Alvarez, and he's got Jack Grealish to his left, but he holds on to the ball, 1-on-1 against Dyer, finds himself on the edge of the box, into Grealish, Grealish right foot, into Rodri, but he's heading away, Mahrez brings the ball down, left foot, comes off the crossbar, and Emerson Royale is there to clear it away. Can I send you a link to that interview in the Whispers? I've seen the interview, Digster. I've seen it. I saw what he said. And I still feel like he's chatting shit. Here we go with Walker on the ball. Goes on the outside of Harry Kane. Out wide to Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez left foot into Bernardo Silva, but Højbjerg is there to win the ball back, and he's their last chance here for Tottenham. It falls to Bentancur. Emerson Royale is ahead of him. It's 4-on-2 here. Out to the left side towards Harry Kane. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. It goes out for a throwing for Manchester City. 30 seconds left of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing? Rodri. Wide here towards Riyad Mahrez on the halfway line. The Tottenham fans whistling for the half time, but the game carries on. Over the top, and it falls to Kanji. Referee has a look at his watch. Still looking. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. It is half time here on Cow Sports Football. Manchester City 0, Tottenham 1 at the London Stadium. And it's Harry Kane, captain, my captain, who scores the goal and breaks the record for the most goals in a Tottenham shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you for the second half. Stay tuned, because we got a big 45 coming. Ladies and gentlemen, second half here on Couch Sports Football. How are we doing? How are we doing? Tottenham from left to right. Manchester City from right to left. Let's go. Here we go with Eric Dyer. All the way back. Have Tottenham and Man City made any changes? I don't think they have. Falls to Bentancur here down his left hand side. Out to Perisic. Into the middle finds Højbjerg. Back to Bentancur. And he goes all the way to Romero on this left hand side. Romero into Bentancur. Romero, Emerson Royale manages to find Kulusevski down the right side. Højbjerg makes a run behind. He finds himself in the box, but Akanji's tracking back. Højbjerg wins it back. And it goes up for a Tottenham throwing down the right hand side. Deep in the City half. Emerson Royale into Romero. Romero goes back to Dyer on the centre circle. Floats a ball over the top to the right hand side, but Rico Lewis is there to head it, but he heads it into the path of Emerson Royale, who puts the ball into the box first time towards Harry Kane, and he mishits the ball. And Kyle Walker picks the ball up here. Riyad Mahrez intercepted there by Perisic, but it goes up for a throwing here on the right hand side. Here we go with a throwing for Manchester City. A free kick down the right hand side for Manchester City. Kyle Walker steps over to take it. Manchester City have scored 30 goals in the second half this season. 27 by Tottenham. Most goals scored in the second half. Tottenham and Manchester City. Falls to Son. Backwards into the Tottenham half. Into Lloris on the left hand side, who just clears it down the line, high up into the air. Kulusevski jumps up against Ake. Ake wins the header. Emerson Royale brings the ball down, filed by Grealish. Free kick, Tottenham on the left hand side. Dyer. Backwards to Lloris. Over the top. Headed on by Walker, but it goes after a Tottenham throwing here. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Welcome to the stream. It is 48th minute played. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. The question is, can Manchester City get themselves back into this game? Well, it took them about 5 minutes in the last time they played against Tottenham a couple of weeks ago. Lloris now with the ball in the 6-yard box. Switches it out wide towards Emerson Royale. Rico Lewis comes over to cover. Emerson Royale wins the header. Kulusevski's passes into Grealish, and Grealish brings the ball forward. Drives with the ball down the left-hand side. Brought down by Emerson Royale. No need to foul him there, Emerson Royale. He brings down Grealish. No need for him to go into the back of Grealish. We know Grealish was going to fall the moment he feels anything. Romero was there. Emerson Royale was there. Grealish was going into no man's land. And he wins the free kick. Stupid foul to give away by Emerson Royale. Free kick down this left-hand side for Manchester City. They're currently a goal down. Tottenham were winning. Arsenal are celebrating right now. Mahrez and Grealish step over this free kick. 49th minute played. Mahrez to take it. Left foot into the box. Headed away. It comes out to Bernardo Silva. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. He gets himself in the box. Goes around the outside. He's forced to go out of the box. Goes backwards to Rico Lewis. Back to Bernardo Silva down the right side. Left foot gets away from Emerson Royale, but he's forced backwards. And it's Walker now. Right foot floats it beautifully out to the left-hand side. Grealish will try and keep it in play, but it goes out for a goal kick. 50th minute played. Long kick out from the back by Lloris, headed on by Kulusevski, and it falls to Rico Lewis. Rodri now bringing the ball forward, goes out to that right hand side towards Kyle Walker on the halfway line, bringing it into the Tottenham half. Mahrez to his right, 1-1 against Son. He holds on to it, Kyle Walker, and he's forced to go backwards to Rodri. Rodri into the path of Akanji, bringing it into the Tottenham half. Rico Lewis ahead of him, Bernardo Silva is there, Haaland is there, but it goes out wide here to Jack Grealish, backwards to Ake. Ake into Rico Lewis. First time into Rodri on the centre circle. Mahrez is free down that right side, but he holds on to it. Rodri into the path of Walker. Walker's Mahrez is right. Alvarez is left. Walker holds on to it. Backwards to Rodri. Into Akanji. On the centre circle. Tottenham plays very compact in the middle of the park. Ake out to the left hand side towards Grealish. 1-1 against Emerson Royale. Goes around the outside this time, and he gets away from him. Emerson Royale's tracking back, and he wins the corner. Corner down the left hand side for Manchester City. 51 minutes played. 52 minutes played. Grealish floats one in towards the back post. Headed away. It comes out to Alvarez, who goes around the outside of Son, but he can't keep it in play. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the left-hand side. 52 minutes played. It's just not worked. It has not worked. Look at the average positions for Manchester City. All around the halfway line. Ake, Akanji, Walker on the centre circle. Rico Lewis and Rodri in the centre circle. And the rest of them just around the centre circle of the second half. Rodri wins the header high up the pitch. Can Haaland get the end of it? No, he can't. Romero's there to track back and stops the corner. Good defending there by Romero. Haaland with the throwing first time into Grealish. Backwards to Rico Lewis. Into Rodri. Out to the left-hand side towards Grealish. 1-on-1 against Romero. Goes on the inside. Goes on the outside. Ball into the box. Back post. And Perisic lets it go out for a goal kick here on the left-hand side. 53 minutes played. 53 minutes played. Lloris with the ball. Clears it down the line. Headed on by Ake into Haaland. First time into Alvarez. Alvarez gets away from Dyer. Gets away from Højbjerg. He cuts in on his right foot and lays it into the path of Walker, who's got Mahrez to his right side. Walker 1-on-1 against Benson. Cole goes out wide to Mahrez. Walker makes overlapping run, but he goes backwards to Rodri. First time into Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis takes it out of his feet. Grealish is ahead of him, but he goes again out wide to Rodri. Manchester City players can't get away. Ball points in the box. Haaland goes down. Claims for a penalty. Nothing given. Benson with the clearance, but he only finds Ake. Out to the left-hand side, Bernardo Silva. Left foot into the box, but it comes off Emerson Royale. Alvarez flicks it into the path of Haaland, but Perisic is there to clear it away. Akanji battling it out against Kane. And it makes its way back to Perisic. Perisic backwards to Lloris. Mahrez coming over to apply some pressure over the top towards Davis, who tries to feed the first time ball into Son. And it's cleared away, and it's walking on the ball on the halfway line. Goes into Rodri on the centre circle. First time into Bernardo Silva, who turns. Alvarez is ahead of him. Mahrez is to his right. He can't get away from Højbjerg. And Son comes away to Paul. Højbjerg first time into Harry Kane. Switches it out wide to Kulusevski, who's got space to bring the ball forward. Emerson Royale is there as well. 1-on-1 against Rico Lewis here down the right side. Kulusevski goes round the outside. Can't get away from him, and he forces the corner here for Tottenham Hotspurs. 55 minutes played. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. 55 minutes played. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Tottenham have a corner here. Can they double their lead? Perisic to take the corner here. Ball towards the near post, and it's headed over the bar by Davis. And it's a goal kick here for Manchester City down the right side. Here we go with Rico Lewis into Rodri. Feeds it in towards Alvarez, who's battling out against Davis, and he's brought down. Free kick, Manchester City. And Rodri steps over to take it. Looks like Kevin De Bruyne is going to be coming on here. Rico Lewis now bringing the ball into the Tottenham half, out to the left hand side towards Ake. Ake into Grealish. Emerson Royale comes over to cover, goes into Rico Lewis. Ake on the halfway line. Kulusevski applying the pressure, forced to go backwards to Akanji. Bernardo Silva. Rodri on the halfway line. Short to Bernardo Silva, who has time to turn. Feeds the ball over the top towards Alvarez. Tries to flick it on, but Haaland's going the other way. And Lloris gathers it in his hands. Lloris. Short to Romero. Over the top. Headed away by Ake. Haaland jumps up against Romero. Romero wins the header. Bentancur heads into the path of Højbjerg. Tries to flick over the top towards Harry Kane, but Ake is there. Harry Kane gets there ahead of Ake. He's brought down, and it falls to Kulusevski, who tries to go around the outside of Ake. But Kulusevski is forced to go backwards to Højbjerg. Back to Kulusevski, into Højbjerg down the left-hand side. Back to Kulusevski, who finds himself with space. Intercepted there by Ake, and Jack Grealish now comes away with the ball. Bernardo Silva gets away from one, tries to go around the outside of Bentancur. He gets away from him. He drives with the ball down the center side. Romero is there. He cuts it back. And it goes out for a Tottenham throwing here. 58 minutes play. You have to take off an attacker. You cannot bring on... It's going to be Riyad Mahrez. It's the right decision. Alvarez goes around the outside. Bernardo Silva goes into midfield with Kevin De Bruyne. It goes to a 4-3-3. You cannot play a 4-2-3-1 when you have Tottenham players compact in the middle. You just can't. Especially when one of them is the holder and the rest of them are all attacking. So it's going to be Grealish left, Haaland through the middle, Alvarez right, and a midfield three of Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, and Bernardo Silva, which is the right call by Pep Guardiola. Barcelona will win the La Liga. Brings down Harry Kane. Free kick, Tottenham. Barcelona to win the La Liga. What are they, 5 points ahead? I can't remember what it is exactly. Harry Kane first time over the top towards Perisic. Can he get there ahead of Walker? Yes, he does. Perisic one-on-one against Walker. Son to his left. Puts the ball into the box towards Kulusevski. And Ake is there to head it. And Jack Grealish heads it high up into the air, but it's just about outside of the box. Kevin De Bruyne is there. Haaland wins the ball back. Rodri loses the ball, and Kulusevski tries to get there. Rico Lewis first time into Jack Grealish, and Jack Grealish just slows the game down and wins the foul. 50 points by Barcelona. What's the rest like? 59 minutes played. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Kevin De Bruyne there brought down by Bentancur, and it's going to be a free kick for Manchester City. It's from a central position though. Not really one that they can shoot from, but we'll have to wait and see. 60th minute played. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Free kick here. Kevin De Bruyne to take it. Who's he going to get in for? He goes out wide towards Ake. Ake heads it on, but Dyer leaves it into the hand of Lloris. And Tottenham restart here on this left-hand side. Lloris restart. Out to the right side towards Emerson Royale. He brings the ball under control. Jack Grealish is tracking back. It brings him down and it's going to be a free kick. Real Madrid 45 points and they lost by an own goal. Wow. So what, do they have a game in hand? Let's see, La Liga. Barcelona, yeah, 19 points. They got a game in hand as well. Wow. Harry Kane loses a ball. Can Roger get the head of Emerson Royale? Yes, he does. And he finds Kevin De Bruyne on the centre circle. Kevin De Bruyne through the middle and in towards Haaland. But it's more towards Dyer, and Dyer goes back to Lloris. Lloris into Dyer here on the left-hand side. First time into Davis. Over the top towards Perisic. Flicks it into the path of Harry Kane beautifully. Harry Kane against Akanji. Intercepted there by Rodri, but it falls to Son. Son feeds in behind to Højbjerg. Højbjerg's driving with the ball on the edge of the box. Out wide towards Emerson Royale, but Ake is there. And he gets the goal kick here on the right side. They all played today. UAE time 12. Wow, man. That is insane. "62 minutes played, Manchester City 0, Tottenham 1 at the London Stadium. Man City will restart the game here. Rodri into Kevin De Bruyne, switches it out to the left-hand side towards Jack Grealish first time. Again, 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Kulusevski's tracking back. He goes around the outside of Emerson Royale. And he wins the free kick again. What is he doing? Take it easy, Saud. Enjoy your evening, my brother. Here we go, the free kick for Manchester City again. What is Emerson Royale doing there? There's no need to lunge into him. Stand your ground, force him down the left-hand side. But he goes down, Grealish goes down, and Manchester City have a free kick down this left-hand side of the box. Not from a shooting position, but we all know Kevin De Bruyne can shoot near post if he wants. He has a free kick, Manchester City. Kevin De Bruyne to take it. Can they score? Can they score? Right foot onto the edge towards Bernardo Silva. Oh, and his say is blocked. And it goes out for a corner. "64th minute here. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Now Tottenham are known for scoring from corners. Can Manchester City score from a corner? Kevin De Bruyne to take the corner, right foot onto the edge, headed on by Rodri. Comes out to Julian Alvarez, 1-on-1 against Son, goes round the outside. Son forces him out wide, ball into the box, headed away by Davis. It falls to Akanji. Right foot, his shot is blocked. Left foot falls to Akanji. Into the pass of Kevin De Bruyne. Right foot shot wide. Claims for a handball by Manchester City. Referees having none of it. There will be a VAR check as always. Game carries on with Tottenham, intercepted by Rodri into the path of Grealish, but he loses out to Romero, and Son comes away with the ball, and Tottenham are countering here. Romero, Davis, Kane, Kulusevski. Son goes on his own. He feeds out right towards Perisic. Perisic across the back towards Harry Kane, and he just couldn't get there. Goes out for a goal kick. 65th minute here on Cat Sports Football. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a wonderful game of football. This is why we love football, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester City restart the game here. Edison to restart the game. Goes short to Rico Lewis here on this right hand side. Rico Lewis brings the ball forward, squares it into the path of Rodri on the centre circle. Wide to Kyle Walker. Alvarez is ahead of him. So is Bernardo Silva, but he goes into the path of Rodri. And Rodri goes out wide to Bernardo Silva. 1-1 against Perisic. Backwards to Rodri. Into Rico Lewis, who has time to turn, but he couldn't control the ball, and it comes to Emerson Royale, who goes around the outside of Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis is tracking back, and he manages to find the pass into Højbjerg, who's offside. Man City now with the ball with Rodri on the centre circle. Goes out wide to Kyle Walker. Down that right side. Bernardo Silva to his right. But he comes central. Kyle Walker into Kevin De Bruyne. Alvarez to Kevin De Bruyne. Back to Alvarez on the edge of the box. Right foot. Shot is wide. Right foot shot is wide. Man City are banging on this door now. They're trying to get the equaliser. Wow. Could have got that goal if it was on target. Here we go. It's Tottenham on the ball with Davis. Into the path of Kulusevski, but it goes behind him, and Emerson Royale wins it back, returns it to Kulusevski. Kulusevski trying with the pull. Rico Lewis is out of gas, but he's still tracking back here on this right side. Kulusevski 1-on-1 against him, left foot into the path of Emerson Royale, back to Kulusevski, but Rico Lewis is there, and is cleared away, only into the path of Bentancur, into Højbjerg. Højbjerg goes backwards to Dyer. Dyer into the path of Davis. Davis over the top towards Perisic, and Perisic holds onto it here. Floats it over the top towards Romero. Romero over towards Harry Kane, but he's offside, and Akanji goes back to Edison, who will just clear it down the line, high up into the air. Haaland will jump up against Davis. He'll head it away, but Man City try and win it back, but it falls to Rico Lewis. Rodri can't get there. Bentancur does, and he found space. He's got Kulusevski and Kane and Son. He goes on his own. Bentancur out wide here towards Harry Kane. He takes a shot, but it's wide, and it's a goal kick. Next goal is a huge one. Next goal is a huge one. Here we go with Son on the centre circle, bringing the ball forward. Kane to his left, Kulusevski to his right. Son into Harry Kane. 1-on-1 against Akanji. Gets away from him. Right foot shot. Oh, and it's wide. Last ditch tackling here by Manchester City. And the referee's giving a goal kick. Akanji now on the ball. Goes short to Rodri. Rodri on the right side, bringing the ball forward. Kevin De Bruyne is trying to come short to pick up the ball. Rodri. Out to Ake on the left-hand side. Ake into Grealish. Grealish holds on to it. Rico Lewis to his right, but he goes with the ball. He's brought down again. That's going to be a free kick here for Manchester City down this left-hand side. How many times is Jack Grealish going to be brought down before he gets a yellow card? I think it was Kulusevski. No, it was Højbjerg this time. Free kick here for Manchester City on the 70th minute. Kevin De Bruyne to take the free kick here. If they want to win this game and keep themselves in the title race, now is the moment to score. Ball points to the box is headed away into the path of Kyle Walker. Out wide to Bernardo Silva. Akanji is ahead of him, but Bernardo Silva holds on to it. 1-on-1 against Son. Left foot into the box. Ake is there, but he's headed away by Dyer. Kulusevski brings the ball down, but Kevin De Bruyne is there. And Kulusevski will try and get the end of it. Jack Grealish gets there first, and he's brought down, and that's going to be a yellow card for Kulusevski. Surely it's a yellow card for Kulusevski. It's the same guy, ref! How's he not giving that a yellow card? Well, referee says no. Jack Grealish now on the ball. Kevin De Bruyne to his left, and he finds him. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Left foot into the box, headed away by Dyer. And it goes out for a Manchester City throwing here. "71 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Throwing here for Manchester City down this left-hand side. Rico Lewis from the throwing. Backwards to Ake. Ake bringing the ball forward. Squares it into the path of Rodri, who's central. And he goes out wide to Walker. Walker has Bernardo Silva out on the touchline, but he holds on to it. He goes into Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva into Rodri. Rodri holds on to it here. Looking for a pass, but they've closed out all the avenues. He goes out wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva left foot out towards Ake. Ake holds the ball down. Kulusevski's there, but he goes into the path of Jack Grealish. Grealish now brings it central. Kulusevski's forcing him central. And he lays it into the path of Rodri. Rodri now out wide towards Kyle Walker, who's got space. Perisic comes over to cover. Walker puts the ball into the box, but he can't get away from Perisic, and he goes out for a corner down the right side for Manchester City. 72 minutes played. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Kevin De Bruyne steps over to take the corner. Tottenham are known from scoring at corners. Can they defend the corner? Yes, they do. Goes out for a goal kick here. 73 minutes played. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Davis with the ball over the top towards Kulusevski. Ake is there, and he loses it, and it falls to Jack Grealish, but the referee pulls it back for a Tottenham free kick on the centre circle. Højbjerg to take it. On the centre circle. No shots on target in the second half for Manchester City. Højbjerg over the top towards Son, who's in behind here. Kyle Walker's tracking back. Son manages to hold on to it into the path of Perisic. Perisic 1-on-1 against Bernardo Silva, backwards to Davis. Davis over the top towards Perisic. Alvarez is tracking back into Davis. He can't take it in his stride, and Walker clears it away, but Bentancur is there. Son into Højbjerg, into Kulusevski on the edge of the box. Can't get away, and it falls to Rodri. Out wide here towards Alvarez, but not bringing the ball forward here. Into the path of Bernardo Silva. 1-on-1 against Perisic. He gets away from him. That's going to be a free kick and a yellow card for Ivan Perisic. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Kevin De Bruyne with a free kick down that right side. Can he get the distribution? Ake will try and keep it alive, but it's cleared away by Romero. Ake wins it back, but Emerson Royale is there. Goes out for a corner, and they claim for a handball here. Claim for a handball. The referee's having none of it. Rodri's losing his... Let's have a look. If that hit his hand, that's a handball. Corner here down his left-hand side. Corner down his left-hand side. 75th minute played. Manchester City are a goal down here. Grealish to take the corner short. Into Kevin De Bruyne. Squares into the path of Rico Lewis. Out to that left-hand side towards Walker, who takes a shot. And is blocked on its way back to Lloris, who tries to set off Son, but Walker is there. Son wins the ball on the centre circle. It's 3-on-3 here. Son has Harry Kane to his left and Kulusevski to his right. Ake tracking back. Left foot shot is saved by Edison. Harry Kane is there. Can he get on the end of it? Yes, he does. And he tries to put it back onto the edge of the box to Højbjerg, who brings the ball under control. Right foot shot. Goal kick. Ladies and gentlemen, Manchester City are a goal down with 15 minutes of the 90 to go, plus added time. And the more they go forward to get that equaliser, the more opportunities Tottenham are finding to get a second. Walker now on the right side. Bernardo Silva to his right. But again, he's forced backwards to Akanji. Rico Lewis on the halfway line. Into Ake. Ake backwards to Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis on the centre circle into the path of Walker on the other side of the centre circle, bringing the ball forward. He goes into Rodri, but it's intercepted. Rodri can't get the ball. It falls to Walker. Out wide to Julian Alvarez. He's got Bernardo Silva to his right and he finds him. Bernardo Silva now 1-on-1 against Perisic. Bringing the ball forward slowly backwards to Walker. Walker takes it off his feet. Right foot into the box. Headed away by Højbjerg. Rico Lewis battling against Kulusevski, but Kevin De Bruyne is there. And Ake goes all the way to Akanji on the right hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Akanji now on the ball. Into the path of Rodri on the centre circle. Bringing the ball forward. Haaland is free to his through the middle, but he goes out to Grealish on the left-hand side, who's 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Into Kevin De Bruyne, in behind to Grealish, who finds himself in the box, but his touch is heavy. And it goes up for a goal kick here on the left-hand side. Come on, Triple X. Big Ricky there. What were you saying yesterday? Believe, Triple X. Believe it can happen. 78th minute. Oh, that's a corner. The referee gives a goal kick. Perisic is coming off here. Is it going to be for Pro? No, it's not. It's for Sessegnon. '78th minute, Lloris to restart the game for Tottenham Hotspurs. 12 minutes left for Tottenham to blow this title race. I'm so happy. Kevin De Bruyne tries to flick it into the path of Grealish, but it falls to Bentancur, and he goes back to Lloris. Lloris clears it high up into the air. Kulusevski battling out. Kane wins the header. Akanji into the path of Rico Lewis. Over the top towards no one. And Romero holds onto it here. Who clears it down the line, and it goes up for a throw in, and Ake still on the ground here. Grealish now to take the throwing here. Jack Grealish now on the 80th minute to take the throw-in. Not a single shot on target in the second half. Dyer now on this left-hand side. Into the path, but it's intercepted there by Jack Grealish, who tries to find Alvarez, but Dyer's there to clear it. Ake into Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne can't win the ball, and it falls to Højbjerg, who finds Harry Kane. Harry Kane takes out his feet. He gets away from Akanji, and he tries to set out Son down the left-hand side. Is Son on side? We'll have to wait and see. The game carries on with Emerson Royale, but it's intercepted there by Bernardo Silva, and Son goes backwards to Harry Kane, who finds Højbjerg in the middle of the park. Out to the shine side towards Emerson Royale. 1-on-1 against Rico Lewis. Drives with the ball. Finds himself in the box into Kulusevski, but it's intercepted there by Rico Lewis, and Emerson Royale wins it back, and it falls to Højbjerg. Højbjerg backwards to Romero, and it comes off Kevin De Bruyne, and it goes up for a throwing here down the shine side for Tottenham Hotspurs. 9 minutes left of the 90 to go plus added time. Dyer, all the way back to Lloris. Lloris clears the ball down the line. Ake is there, but it goes past him. Rico Lewis is there, but the referee pulls it back for a free kick here for Manchester City. 8.5 minutes to go. Rodri into the path of Kyle Walker here on the shine side. Walker bringing the ball forward into the Tottenham half. Bernardo Silva to his right. Alvarez is there as well. Walker holds on to it and finds Rodri in between the lines. And he goes out wide towards Bernardo Silva. Can he get there ahead of Sessegnon? Yes, he does. 1-on-1 against him. Backwards to Alvarez. 1-on-1 against Davis into the middle. Kevin De Bruyne, who can't get it off his feet. And Bentancur comes away with it and finds Harry Kane. Harry Kane can't get away from Alvarez. He's got Sessegnon to his left and he finds him. Sessegnon's tracking back against Harry Kane. Against Walker. Sessegnon tries to go around the outside. Kyle Walker is there. 1-on-1 against Sessegnon. Sessegnon now trying to bring the ball forward. No one alongside him. He tries to go around the outside. Across the middle towards Kulusevski. And Rico Lewis is there. And it's a corner down that left-hand side. "82 minutes played. Corner for Tottenham Hotspurs. They've scored from 10 this season alongside Fulham. Can they make it the most important goal? Goal number 11, but it would make it 2-0 against the current reigning Premier League champions. Son with a ball into the box, punched away by Edison. It comes back to Son. 1-on-1 against Alvarez. Tries to go around the outside, but Alvarez is there. But it falls to Dyer, who's in the box. Across the 6-yard box, but it's cleared away. It comes off Son, and it's a handball here. 83 minutes play. Tottenham 1. Manchester City 0. Tottenham are making a substitution here. Basuma is coming off for Son. Six minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. And Bernardo Silva is coming off as well. I wonder who's coming on for Bernardo Silva. Ilkay Gundogan. Wow, Ilkay Gundogan comes on the 84th minute to see if he can turn it around. Akanji on the pole. Basuma's come on, which is just to shut up that midfield. Rico Lewis. Backwards to Rodri. Rodri all the way back to Edison on the shine side. Edison holds onto the ball. Into the path of Rodri. Rodri here. Over the top towards Akanji. Akanji now bringing the ball forward. Out wide to Kyle Walker. Gets away from Sessegnon. Back heel to Akanji on the halfway line. Into the path of Walker. Walker on the centre circle. Sees a running behind by Kevin De Bruyne down the right side, but it's headed away by Bentancur. It falls to Alvarez. Into the box towards Haaland. Headed away by Romero. And Rodri heads it out wide to Grealish. Grealish backwards to Ake. Ake into Rodri. Rodri turns. Looking for some movement. No one's out wide. And he tries to find Kevin De Bruyne, and he does. Brings the ball down. Left foot out to Grealish down his left-hand side, but Emerson Royale is there to head it. Can Grealish get the head of him? Yes, he does. And it goes out for a goal kick here on the left-hand side. 5 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes to go here on Car Sports Football. How are we doing? How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the stream. 85th minute, 4.5 minutes of the 90 to go plus any time. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. 85 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Can Tottenham hold on so that Arsenal can celebrate? What do you guys think? Lloris with the ball down the line. Headed away by Rodri, but it's Dyer there. And Lloris will gather it in his hands. Lloris on this left-hand side. Long kick out from the back, high up into the air. And Walker heads it on. Kevin De Bruyne will try and bring it down. And he does, but he gets away from Bentancur. Can't find the pass, and it's intercepted by Davis. But his pass falls to Jack Grealish, who gets away from one, gets away from two, and he's brought down. And that's going to be a second yellow card, surely. And Romero's going to be sent off here. Romero is sent off with the 4 minutes to go. And of all players, Romero was the one to get sent off. Christian Romero sent off in this game. Jack Grealish is the only one in this Manchester City side who is trying to win the game for him. The rest of them have been shocking. 87th minute. Romero comes off. Kevin De Bruyne steps up to take the free kick. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Kevin De Bruyne to take the free kick here. Looks like Davinson Sanchez is going to be coming on. Kulusevski's coming off now. Dejan Kulusevski to come off. Ilkay Gundogan have to score to make it 1-1. He came on with 6 minutes to go, South. He came onto the pitch with 6 minutes to go. What's he gonna do in 6 minutes? What is Pep doing? Kevin De Bruyne steps up to take the free kick. 2 minutes on the clock plus added time. If he scores now, Man City are going to bombard for that second goal. But he has to score. Kevin De Bruyne steps up. Referee's having a word with Davis and Haaland. It's about 20 yards out. Sorry, it's about 25. I'd say about 27 yards out. Kevin De Bruyne steps up. If he scores from here, game on. Right, no he doesn't, because it hits the wall and it comes back to Kevin De Bruyne. Bringing the ball forward here. Lays it into the path of Rico Lewis. But the referee blows because someone's gone down claiming a head injury. And Perisic. Let's have a look at this replay. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? How are we doing? 89th minute, Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. And as it stands, Arsenal will still stay 5 points clear at the top of the table. Manchester City fumbling with an opportunity to go 2 points behind them. Tottenham, where are we going to go from here? They put in a performance like this against Manchester City, and then they'll go and lose against someone like Wolves next week. So they play Leicester next week. Five minutes of added time, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes of added time here on Cal Sports Football. Here we go with Rico Lewis over the top towards Haaland, but Lloris gathers it in his hands. And Manchester City will have to wait for Lloris to restart from the pack. 5 minutes of added time, ladies and gentlemen. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. Lloris, high up into the air. Akanji heads it into the path of Walker down our inside. Walker now bringing the ball forward. Kevin De Bruyne urging him to bring it into the Tottenham half. There's no one ahead of him. So he goes backwards to Akanji. Akanji into Roger on the centre circle. Roger bringing the ball forward out to the centre side towards Ake. Gundogan is ahead of him, but he goes out wide to Grealish. Grealish 1-1 against Emerson Royale. Right foot gets away from Emerson Royale, but he slips. Emerson Royale tracks back into Ake. Into the middle towards Rodri. Rodri into Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne right foot into the box towards Haaland. Headed away by Emerson Royale. Rodri keeps it alive on the edge of the box, but he can't get away from Højbjerg. And it's going to be a free kick, Tottenham. Pep make a big mistake with Man City versus Chelsea and Real Madrid. Saud, he's off his head. He just goes too much. Pep is like borderline. And if he goes too far, he loses the shit. He loses it. Højbjerg gets man of the match if it finishes 1-0 Tottenham. He's been brilliant. Lloris over the top. Rodri picks up the ball. Out wide towards Walker. Walker has space to bring it forward into the Tottenham half, but he holds on to it. Kevin De Bruyne makes a run off the ball down the right side. Can he get ahead of Sossignon? He puts the ball into runs towards Haaland, but it's over everyone. Jack Grealish will keep the ball alive here. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Forced to go backwards into the path of Ake. Ake, left foot into Alvarez. Alvarez can't get it off his feet, and Benton goes there to clear away. Forced to Akanji here on the right side. First time into Kevin De Bruyne. Back to Akanji. 2.5 minutes ago. Akanji, right foot into the box towards Haaland. Pushed in the back, it falls to Jack Grealish. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Is this the opportunity for Man City? Across to Rico Lewis. Can't get away from Harry Kane. Ake is there. Into Gundogan. Gundogan takes it off his feet. Out to the center side towards Grealish. 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale. Right foot, back post. Is someone there? Lloris is there. And it goes out for a corner. 93 minutes and Rodri, they're claiming for a penalty here of Manchester City. No, I don't think that's a penalty. He gets the ball. He gets the ball. That's not a penalty. It's going to be a corner here down the right side for Manchester City. Corner down the right side of the pitch for Manchester City. 93rd minute, ladies and gentlemen. City are a goal down here. This isn't what Manchester City needed. '94th minute, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes of added time. Sound there, I agree. Insane. Absolutely insane. 30 seconds left. Corner. Is it not a corner? Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was a corner. Kevin De Bruyne on that right side. Walker makes overlapping run, but Kevin De Bruyne holds on to it here. Last chance saloon. Rodri on the centre circle. Out to the centre side. Can they get a point to make it 4? 1-on-1 against Emerson Royale with Grealish. Holds onto the ball. I'm sad. Grealish into Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis squares it into the path of Rodri. Rodri turns. Goes out wide to Kevin De Bruyne. Is there a last chance cross? He gets away from Bentancur into the box. Jack Grealish can't get there. Emerson Royal does, and Jack Grealish holds onto the ball here. But Emerson Royal does wonderfully well and wins the free kick. And Jack Grealish has struggled here. 95th minute here. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. And I think they've lost, ladies and gentlemen. I think Tottenham have won this game. Lloris to restart the game. Won by Haaland, and it falls to Kyle Walker on the centre circle. Bringing the ball forward. He's got one last chance here. Kevin De Bruyne is free down the right side and he finds him. One-on-one against Sessegnon. He can't get it off his feet, Kevin De Bruyne. And he loses the ball to Son. And it's going to be a free kick. No, it's not. The referee carries on. Here we go with Sessegnon. Bentancur makes a run off the ball. Sessegnon holds onto it. Can he get away? No, he can't. And that's a free kick. And that's a free kick and a yellow card to Kyle Walker. 96th minute, ladies and gentlemen. Man City beat Tottenham. And they can't. They just can't. They just can't. Here we go with Davis. Over the top. Towards Harry Kane. Heads it on. And the referee blows for full time here on Cow Sports Football. And it's finished Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0. And is that the biggest celebration Arsenal fans will have this weekend with a Tottenham victory, which means they are still 5 points on top at the table? But my question is, ladies and gentlemen, what is wrong with Pep Guardiola? Something is not right at this team, at this Manchester City team. You bring in one of the most prolific strikers in the world. You have one of the best passes in the game with Kevin De Bruyne. He doesn't start. You have Jack Grealish, who is the only player trying to score a goal in this Manchester City side. Riyad Mahrez going begging. Julian Alvarez nowhere to be seen. Playing out of position. You're playing against Tottenham Hotspurs. A victory today means you got 2 points behind Arsenal, and you do not start Kevin De Bruyne. You do not start Ilkay Gundogan. What is going wrong at Manchester City? Pep Guardiola said a while ago he doesn't care about the Premier League, but by the way they're playing, it's not going to work in the Champions League. So what is he playing for? Erling Haaland. You have Erling Haaland. How can you not get the best out of Erling Haaland? How is Kevin De Bruyne on the bench? How does Ilkay Gundogan, the glue of this squad, come on with 6 minutes to go when you're a goal down? Ladies and gentlemen, Pep Guardiola is clearly losing his mind. What do you guys think? But let's talk about Tottenham. Tottenham fans must be fuming. They must be fuming. Yes, they'll be celebrating that they won the game against Manchester City. But why can't they play like this all the time? Why cannot they play like this all the time on the front foot, forcing Manchester City into errors? Why can't they do that with all the other teams? They would be so far further up the table. They would have a lot more points than they currently have, and the fans would be a lot happier than they are right now. Surely they should do this next game, but we'll have to wait and see. They're playing Leicester next week. You wouldn't be surprised if it go 2-0 down in the first half to try and win it in the second half. But if they play like this, surely they'll be top 4. But we'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you that has come by. I will see you next time. Stay safe. Peace.